What's up, John Hall? Thanks for stopping by. Nice. John Hall just finished painting, huh? What color are you gonna paint it? Dude, I thought for a second this alien's name was Atlanta. I was about to trip up. That would've been cool. Nice white and teal. I'm a big fan of teal. I love that color. On your bathroom vanity, are you like on the countertops? Like, are you doing anything? Are you adding like any kind of a backsplash tile, perhaps? Nope, I totally understand, man. Me and my wife are actually about to move yet again. Hopefully, it's the last move for a while. But we were living in our own place, just me and her, focusing on starting a family, and then some things went down with her family. So we left sort of what we were doing to go try to help out, which we did to some success for 4 or 5 years. Her father had passed away some years ago, so from the time that her younger sisters were about 8 years old, me and her kind of helped bring them up in the world, get them through high school, got them into college, and now we're all pretty much done. Um, and then our landlord sold the house we were living in. We had been renting it for about 5 years. Sold the house that we were living in, gave us 30 days to move out. So we moved in to my dad's house temporarily, at which time my job laid me off. And then I've subsequently found new work. So we've been at my dad's house longer than we probably would have liked to have been. But now we've been shopping around for places, which is really exciting, for just ourselves. So it'll be really nice to get back on that again. It has been quite the journey for both of us. Tell me a little bit about what you went through, John, if you don't mind. You know, me and Hidden started the YouTube channel to meet new people and make friends that love No Man's Sky, and we love hearing people's stories and the journeys that they went through, man. So, very interested to kind of know more about you. You know, very nice. Bought your own place this last March. That's what's up, dude. Is it like a house or a condo? What's up, Mock? Hey, dude, I saw your post about your new video. I can't wait to check that out, man. Sorry I didn't get what we talked about over to you in time. I wasn't able to do it and I got distracted, man. My apologies. Oh, dude, John, yeah. Do you live in the United States, John? 2008 is a very specific year. I used to work in aviation around that time. I worked for a company called Gulfstream Aerospace Corporation. Uh, some may recognize it, or its parent company, General Dynamics, which is a military contractor in the United States. But yeah, I worked for that company for at that time, and the economy went belly up. The housing bubble collapsed and all that kind of stuff. And found myself out of work as well. I think I've been laid off a total of 3 or 4 times over the last 10 years, I would say. Wow, short sold it in 2010 to avoid foreclosure, lost our cars. Tough break, man. You're right. It's sounds similar but very different. Mock Tone, I will definitely contribute next video, bro. Oh man, yeah, in Cali. Holy shit, John. Wow. You know, I'd like to say that I just took all the hits like a man and you know, moved on and got it done. But you know, it's hard, you know, and we all deal with it a little bit different. And I went through my moments of doubt and depression and anxiety. You know, it's what I love about No Man's Sky, just to kind of tie it back into that, is that it's very therapeutic for me. No matter what's going on, this game it relaxes me. It's sort of why I've been drawn to it the way that I have. 2011 got my old job back, then got a permanent position that is salaried in 2016. Very nice. Well, a late congratulations is due. Very happy for you. It's pretty awesome. Yeah, Mocktown, very relaxing. I chill out when I play No Man's Sky, man. I make myself a gin and tonic, just sip on it, play for a couple hours, and just relax. It really puts me in a good state of mind. It centers me and kind of resets my brain a bit. And I'm a sci-fi geek. I love this shit. I love this kind of stuff. This game is, over the last 2 years, has been very personal to me, and at the same time, very good for me. Yeah, I know what you mean, John, about when you have your own place and it gets taken from you. So we used to live in a really nice house, and my dad went through a divorce, and he lost the house. My mom lived in a really nice house. Well, not really nice, but it was an okay house in Florida. And her husband had passed away. My stepfather, unexpectedly, didn't leave her or anything, and she foreclosed the house. My grandmother's house and great grandmother's house had to, essentially be sold. It, it's kind of crazy, you know. And with the situation with me and my wife, it was a decision that we made. We didn't necessarily have to go do that for her family, but it was a choice. And you know, it wasn't the best choice for us at the time, in general, actually. But it was necessary for her family. And I hope that as time goes, they understand and appreciate sort of the sacrifice that we made for that, I got a couple favorite movies, Mock there's a few out there. Interstellar is one of them. I just love the concept of it. John Wick is a totally different genre, but I love John Wick. I really liked Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Thought that was very, very cool. I thought Luc Besson did a great job despite the reviews. Thor Ragnarok is right up there. But strangely enough, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I'm really big on musicals. I love musicals. And recently, one of my favorite movies has become The Greatest Showman. And I'm not afraid to admit that as a man. I loved Rent and Hairspray and The Greatest Showman and La La Land and all these different movies, but certainly The Greatest Showman was incredible. It's probably one of the best musicals, if not the best musical I've ever seen. All I can say is hope it gets better, man. I hope the future is bright, especially getting a new place. That's awesome. Thank you. The future is as bright as we make it. It's all about perspective. If you make $35,000 a year in the United States, you are in the top 1% of income earners in the world. And it's important that we know that things are not as bad as they seem. And we have to really take time to understand that. Even when we're feeling really down, you just have to think about how other people are living in that moment, you know? And just be glad that we're not living in that moment. So, whipping out my phone real quick, I just missed someone's comment. Helping family, yeah, it'll make you do things you wish you didn't have to sometimes, but they're family. Our lives were on hold for like 5 years while helping her parents. Yeah, it's just part of, at some point, you were nothing. And you were created by the genes shared between your parents, and then they gave birth to you, or one of them did, right? and you were completely dependent on them for a number of years until eventually you were self-sustaining, and your price that you pay back to your family and the people around you that helped bring you into the world and sustain you and raise you up is that when they're in need, you help them. As long as they're not taking advantage of you, it's our responsibility, you know? And yeah, man, John, you sound like my kind of dude, and you're a fucking cool ass person, and I'm glad that you came across the channel, and that I've met you. And yeah, man, thank you for stopping by. I love you sharing your story with me. It means a lot to me, and this is why we do this. Um, obviously we're not professional like YouTubers or streamers, or we're not making money doing this or anything. It's literally just to meet you guys because I truly feel like people who play No Man's Sky um, and enjoy the game all have a similar. Yeah, Ragnarok. Ragnarok is awesome, awesome. Taika Waititi did a great job on that movie. I love the humor of it. Very different from the other Marvel movies, and just awesome. I can't watch The Greatest Showman. I don't like watching poor people sing. Hey, they're not poor the whole time, okay? But yeah, no, it's a great musical, great musical. I actually liked it better than La La Land, and La La Land won so many awards, but Greatest Showman all the way. Hell yeah, I'm fucking blessed to have this current career, especially since I remember when I was unemployed. Hell yeah, dude, great community here, people from all over the place. Yeah, dude, 100%, bro. Like, I, I've never, it possessed me, the No Man's Sky community. You know what I mean? I don't know if the way that I said that makes any sense, but uh, I've been playing video games most of my life at this point, and never has a game driven me to the point where I was willing to get so involved, right? Whether it was downloading the Amino app and starting my own Amino community and joining other people's Amino communities and all this kind of stuff, or whether it was, you know, starting a YouTube channel or whatever the case is. I literally have never gotten so involved in a gaming community ever until this game. But what Hello Games has done is truly amazing. No, Bachton. Actually, you bring levity to the conversation. So, and I enjoy talking about my favorite movies. I think I know your favorite movie, Bachton. I think it's Interstellar, but I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. Yeah, I started playing games in 1988. No Man's Sky hits a certain tone that resonates unlike any other game I've played. Next is Unreal. It really is. You are right, my friend. Yeah, dude. Tell me, Mock Tone, what about Interstellar makes it your favorite movie? I'd be interested to know, because me and you are probably going to have two different answers on this. Yeah. We might be of a different age group. I was born in 1987, John, but my very first game console was an NES, and it was Super Mario Brothers, and my mom bought it for me, and me and her played together. And I'll never forget that moment. And I had Sega Genesis and Sega Saturn and Sega CD and Nintendo GameCube and 64 and all that kind of stuff. And so obviously I've grown up as a console gamer. But yeah, very passionate about video games. Love playing games, obviously. Dude, John, I literally thought you were saying you were 85 years old. I was like, no fucking way. That's crazy. Uh, I don't know anybody that's 85 years old that games. So, pretty damn cool. Dude, this weather on this planet's horrible. I came here because it's an extreme sentinel planet, and I've got to kill like a certain amount of sentinels for this like mission. So this is a great place to do it, but like it literally has not stopped raining acid since I got here. The end of the movie. I love the chemistry between Cooper and Murph and the brilliant messages in the scene. I love it. Yeah, Mocktown. No, I agree. Interstellar. There was that scene right where um, they were in that solar system with a black hole, and they had the gravitational lensing around that planet, and time was passing at an unusual rate. Plus, they went through that wormhole. And one of my favorite scenes in that movie, and this is what really made it the best movie for me, was when Matthew McConaughey is looking at the video messages of Murph and he sees her aging. You know, he left and she was a child, and he sees her as a woman. You know, and sort of that breakdown and how emotional that he got over that. And I feel like Matthew McConaughey really dug in deep to bring those emotions to the screen, and it was one of the best acting performances I've ever seen, and certainly the best acting performance for him. Plus, the concept was entirely believable, and Kip Thorne, who came to be in the shadow of the late Stephen Hawking, um, you know, helped to make sure that the film stayed scientifically accurate uh, throughout most of the film. It's a great movie. I had the NES, then the SNES, I'd or SNES. I'd say one of my all-time faves is Super Mario World. You know, I was talking to somebody at work today about this. One of my favorite systems ever was the Sega Saturn, and one of my favorite games was Panzer Dragoon. And if you know what that is, we have got to be best friends. Just point blank, period. Then in middle school, our family got a Nintendo 64, and that was a big game changer. Dude, Nintendo 64 was fucking sick. My favorite game for Nintendo 64 was a game by Rareware called Jet Force Gemini, and not very many people have heard of it or have played it, but it has got to be one of my, other than No Man's Sky, it's probably my second favorite sci-fi game ever. Ever. John Hall, if you've played Jet Force Gemini, I will freak the fuck out. And then in high school, I got my buddy's old PS2, and I got introduced to Metal Gear Solid, Siphon Filter, Grand Theft Auto, Gran Turismo. Played some computer games in high school. Deus Ex was my favorite until Mass Effect hit in 2007. John Hall, type number 1 if you think it's pronounced Deus Ex, or type number 2 if you think it's pronounced Deus Ex. I've always pronounced it as Deus Ex, but everyone else I know pronounces it as Deus Ex. So which one do you think it is? Noctone says, seeing how much he's missed, seeing how everything's changed, missing most of your son's and daughter's life. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Deus Ex, my man. That's what I'm talking about, broski. That's how I pronounce it, too. Deus Ex, just, exactly, dude, they're all wrong. Deus Ex, just, it makes sense to me. It sounds good. There's something that just sounds off and weird about Deus Ex. But Deus Ex, mad proper. Deus Ex. That's one way to pronounce it, I guess, Mock. Dude, sometimes the blaze javelin really sucks. Haha, fist bump. Do sex, exactly. That's perfect, dude. Hell yeah. Seriously, does this giant floating island not provide me any cover? I'm not gonna make it. Oh my god. I've got no launch fuel. Can I hide here? Will this work? What about geology cannon? Do I've got geology cannon? Yes. Close call. I haven't played the PS3 one, John Hall, but I own also the PlayStation 4 Deus Ex. I think it's called Mankind something. It's a great game. It's really good. I'm not normally into first-person shooters, but that shit is legit. Another really good shooter, if you guys remember it, on the original Xbox was the Chronicles of Riddick game. That was pretty awesome. A lot of games borrowed from that style of switching between first and third person perspective. Like Deus Ex does it, and so does um, Destiny and several other games do the same exact mechanic. Yeah, I've always been a console gamer, John Hall. I've never not been. It's I bought a gaming PC and gave it a crack and just couldn't get into it. It wasn't my thing. Playing on a keyboard wasn't my thing. I tried switching to a gamepad, but everything was just so big. The machine was big, and then you had to have a station and a monitor, and I like the accessibility, the portability, and the price point of a gaming console. You buy it for $500, and that's pretty much what you're gonna have for the next 7 to 10 fucking years. You know, the games look great because they're specifically optimized to that hardware, and you don't have much performance problems, generally speaking, with most games. You know, console is just a more accessible purchase for me. Most of my friends are PC Master Race. That's what they do. That's just not my thing. Oh my god, this storm. Actually, you know what? We're actually going to go visit Hidden. Yeah, John, Chronicles of Riddick was friggin' awesome, dude. Yeah, me and you are on the same page, John Hall. I think we're a lot more alike than we'd like to admit. But yeah, dude, it just everything about console gaming just it rings my bells, dude. It does it for me. You know what I mean? I actually traded my gaming. This is gonna piss some people off that end up watching this. I already know, but I actually traded my gaming PC. This is a true story for an Xbox One, like probably about 4 months ago, and I'm talking a first gen Xbox One, not even the One S or the One X, like just like the basic one, because I have a couple friends that play on Xbox. My friend Adam and my brother play Xbox. Um, so that was one reason, and then the second reason was so that I could play with or play No Man's Sky on the Xbox. So, methinks it's time for some Geknet. Hell yeah, dude. Some real life Geknet? I hope that's what you're talking about. Oh god, your suit's supposed to be a panda, isn't it? I'm glad you picked up on that. Not many people, Mock-Tone, have actually picked up on that. So, I appreciate you noticing. That is the theme. HiddenJewAgenda has no idea that I'm streaming right now. Whoa, did we just collide? Crazy. I'll just meet him at his base. I'm gonna blue screen you guys for a second. I'm gonna see if he wants to party chat. Alright, cool. We'll see if he jumps in here. Impractical Jokers in No Man's Sky. I played a handful of times on the different Xboxes over the years, but I never liked the controllers. Isn't that weird? But everyone seems to love the controllers. It's like the main thing that everybody talks about is how much they like the controllers. But like, I can't stand it. I don't like it. It's not my thing. I'm not that big into it. Big fan of the nip nip after a nice day, or a wake and bake on the weekend. Then hop. Hell yeah, dude. I just recently was actually in. All right, so me and Hidden are communicating by text. He is not in a position to talk on the mic right now. I was just recently in Colorado, where recreational nip nip is acceptable, and I gotta say, it's very tightly controlled. probably 4 or 5 different people viewed my identification. It all felt very safe, very legitimate, and yeah, no, I'm a fan of the Nip Nip as well, dude. I mean, a lot of people don't know this, John Hall, but it was used by human beings for over 10,000 years as a medicine, and a very effective medicine at that. Um, Lots of components of it are helpful for depression and anxiety, pain, appetite, everything else. Um, but more importantly is that you actually physically in your body have what's called the endocannabinoid receptors. So you actually have receptors in your body to cannabis, and to a degree, you sort of need it. You need to stimulate those endocannabinoid receptors. They're there for a reason. Human beings have been using cannabis for a very long time. The question is, can everyone use it responsibly? And the answer is no, they can't, and they don't. And that's a shame. Loving the different ships that Hidden's got in here. And one bad apple spoils it for the bunch. Ooh, loving the colors in these hallways. Hidden always does a great job slapping stuff together, man. Even when he's just experimenting with things, it ends up being really cool or looking really good. Hidden Panda Bank and Trust right here, guys. Whenever you guys need some resources, Hidden and Panda are the places or the people to see. So I've got tech blueprints, shitloads of stasis devices, circuit boards. Hidden's got some things he's working on. So, one second, guys. Subresky. Uh, we got a time delay because I saw your text message about going into your freighter and then following you to the base. So now I'm just kind of walking around your freighter. Yeah. So you just want me to come back and meet you at your base? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll come down there. No, no, that's fine. Oh yeah. When I was watching your stream earlier today, I saw how you were kind of putting it together, and I was digging it. I'm actually streaming right now. Yeah. See you, Mocktone. Thanks for stopping by, dude. Yeah. Oh, dude, it looks like you've got the same landing approach as your base in the old Galactic Hub. I noticed that right away. I'm coming in just like I did then. Yep. Oh, I came in too fast. Base is still loading up. Dude, I love how the Galactic Hub emblem in the next patch like how you can buy that with Quicksilver as a decal. I hope the Free Delta Initiative logo that I submitted to Hello Games makes its way.
Dude, I don't know. Since I didn't roll my base,
Yeah, you gotta upload.
no, it is. See the landing pad?
Yeah, I'm on the landing pad.
It's just a delay.
Oop, crap. John Hall, I have not seen the Cyberpunk 2077 gameplay, but Hidden has, and he told me to check it out. I just haven't yet. But I'm hearing very good things. Dude, I kind of like where this base is going. This also, does this planet get storms, or is this just as peaceful a planet?
No, it gets storms, but very few.
I'll tell you what, it's a much prettier planet than the one that your other base is on.
Yeah, I agree.
But your other base has really cool caves and shit like that.
Right.
Hey, how do you like my new Panda avatar hidden
I was just about to say about that.
with the John Lennon shades, bro? Killing it, crushing the game. Yeah, I love how you did this like little cutout right here, like this like little I don't know what you call it, like an outcropping sort of thing.
Right.
All this standing planter. Why can't I collect that? Oh, inventory's full. Do you still get carbon when you collect those trays?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
dude, this base has so much potential. Of like,
Yeah, I'm not even daily guns. You're looking at just a skeleton or anything.
what's mind blowing is that like the structures in No Man's Sky Next that you can make right now, just on a whim, fucking around, are significantly more complex than you ever could have done in like Atlas Rises.
Oh, I know.
Like you can just be goofing off and make a base like way crazier than what Atlas Rises would let you do.
That's kind of like what I'm doing, but I just, as I'm going.
Winging it, yeah, developing your skills as you go along.
Man, have you ever seen me build anything like that?
Nah, dude. Well, like, because we've got the Free Delta Initiative, right, with all those different like civilizations that are part of our hub, and Quanta, who's got the GCC hub or GCC Civ, he built a pyramid that floats above the water.
I see that. I seen a picture of it.
Did you see that picture? That's pretty sick. And then like this planet that Stark Wolf posted pictures of is like crazy. John Hall says he can't wait to play Cyberpunk. So it looks like Deus Ex mixed with Grand Theft Auto 5. Yeah, dude. Yeah, John Hall likes the planet. He says, "Nice planet, man. What's the weather description?"
It rains every now and then. That's about it.
And it's like hot rain, right?
Yeah, but most of it.
Hidden says it's hot rain, that it rains every now and again, but it's low sentinel.
I was kind of tired of this space.
John Hall says creative mode is great for messing around and like testing stuff, like learning how to build bases. People have been doing that for a while though. Like I know Lily Hop from NMS Cafe. That's her favorite way of doing things.
Oh, yeah.
So she'll slap it together in creative and like figure it out and learn it, and then she'll go into normal mode and actually build it.
John Hall said it's called California. Nice.
Yeah, I'm glad he noticed that. Yeah, he said he did it in 1.3 as well, like built in creative and then essentially duped it over to normal. I loved it. Oh, dude, you're sitting there. That's so. Oh, but hey, you're doing some like fucking Shaolin monk shit right now. got some strong ass ankles holding your body like that. Hell yeah. I love that when I walk up to your starship, it gives me the option to press square, but then it says Hidden Jew Agenda Starship, which makes me feel like in the not so distant future that like we're gonna have multi cruise ships, and I'll be able to enter one of your ships with you. Exactly. And if they ever do that, my penis will become so erect that it will punch a hole through my TV, my wall, kill my father, and then like knock my brother's bed over. Multi cruise ships in No Man's Sky would be so very very awesome. John Hall says, "Be one with the ship." Hashtag balance.
Is that not like the most epic? Like, go back up there real quick. Well, there's a delay, but looking down to the entry way, that hallway looks really badass.
It's sick. I love it. It reminds me of. I don't know if you've played like the new God of War game. Hashtag death by Panda Wiener. I don't know if you've played the new God of War game, but like whenever you come out of the Bifrost, this kind of reminds me of like the hallway that you walk through just before you like enter whatever new realm you're in.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park building.
Yeah. Like you could have like some cage like off to the side here with like fucking raptors running around. Very cool. I'm gonna enter my ship for safety real quick while I fix myself.
No, you're good. I've actually got to jump on because I have to go to work really early. But
Oh no, me too. Me too.
I wanted you to at least see the progress I got going on.
Yeah. No, it looks sick. Hey bro, check out how this ice machine sounds. It sounds like someone's got emphysema. Listen. Did you hear that?
Yeah, just wheezing.
Yeah, dude. It's like somebody from that show. What's that show? Like Mad something or other. It's like the '50s advertisement agency where they're just sitting around Mad Men.
Yeah.
It's like somebody from Mad Men, like after a jog. It sounds like a ghost from Scooby Doo. Oh my god, that was a pretty good impression, honestly. Yeah, this is gonna be my last gin and tonic for the night. Once this is done, I'm done.
I almost did the shaking noise whenever Scooby and Shaggy get scared. It's like ding 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 ding.
Dude, I miss Scooby Doo. I haven't seen that in a long time.
Right.
John Hall says he loves the carbon trace.
Yeah, I've been.
Dude,
It's hilarious.
you know what cartoon I just my brother actually told me is on Hulu, that I grew up watching. There's only 3 seasons of it, and it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, cartoon ever. Okay, and it's on Hulu right now. Tell me if you've heard of this show. John Hall, I want your opinion on this. Invader Zim.
Yeah, dude.
Bro, all 3 seasons of it are on Hulu. And I started watching it the other day because my brother told me about it. And I forgot how goddamn good that show was. Oh my god, I love this upstairs observation room. It's like a 360-degree panorama. What are you going to ultimately do with this room?
Put carbon trace in there, or planters in there.
Nice. Oh, dude, I never watched that show, but I had a buddy that watched it. Dude, John, Invader Zim is such a good show, man. It is such a good show. Like you will not regret. Like If you have a Hulu account, go on there and start watching Invader Zim. I promise you, you will not regret that decision. Me and you seem to have a lot in common, John Hall, interest-wise and just life story-wise, and I have a feeling that's going to be your show.
Make sure John Hall subscribes and likes the video.
What, this stream?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's a subscriber. Yeah, John Hall, he's the guy that did that really badass farm. I made a video about it, actually. He did that badass farm on Rainbow Sherbert, which was Hello Games called the most beautiful planet in the Euclid galaxy. But that wasn't Atlas Rises. Apparently now it's a piece of shit planet. Yeah, John, you definitely missed out back in the day. Ryder S says late show. Hello. What's going on, Ryder S? Thanks for jumping in, dude. Appreciate you stopping by. And it is a late show. Whenever I stream at night, I'm just going to start calling it No Man's Sky Next Midnight Snack, and then with an episode number. Because every time I name a stream, whatever it is that I'm trying to do, I never end up doing that thing. And then I just look like an idiot. So I always get distracted.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, but let everyone know I said what up, and then hopefully I'll stream tomorrow.
For sure, bro. Yeah, Hidden wants to give everybody a big shout out. He's got to work really early in the morning. I don't have to work as early in the morning, but I'm going to get going here not too long from now. But he gives you guys a big shout out, and can't wait for the next time that you get to stream, Hidden. I'm off on Saturday. If you find yourself streaming on Saturday, I will 100% be there.
Yeah, I know. I definitely plan on it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to jump off so he's going to kick you out of the system, but oh well.
Nope, I'm going to quit back to main menu.
Alright, dude.
Alright, later, bro. There you go. There you go. Visit from the man, the myth, the legend, HiddenJewAgenda. John Hall says, nice. I'll probably have the West Coast munchies around then. Was that an Adult Swim show? No, it was a Nickelodeon show. But when you watch this fucking show, bro, you're gonna be like, dude, that should have been an Adult Swim show. Like, I think that a lot of the jokes and themes would go so far above a tiny person's head. When I say tiny person, I mean like a child, like so far above their head that they just simply won't get the joke. Because some of the jokes are very crude and very adult. So, but it's awesome. Ryder, have you ever heard of a show called Invader Zim? That's what me and John were just talking about. It's a cartoon that was on Nickelodeon years ago. It's one of my favorite cartoons ever in the history of anything. I'll do something fun. Let me see if I can fuck some pirates up. Oh, that's right. No launch fuel. Final Space on Netflix, huh? One of my all-time favorite cartoons is King of the Hill. Dude, King of the Hill is fucking great. Boomhauer and all that shit. That is a classic. And you know what? A lot of series copied the timing, the comedic timing of King of the Hill, as well as that animation style. King of the Hill is awesome. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's made by the same guy who did the Beavis and Butthead series, which is another one of my favorite cartoons. So, fuck yeah. I miss all the old cartoons, dude. Ren and Stimpy, Cow and Chicken, and King of the Hill, Beavis and Butthead, all that. Mike Judge, that's it. Shout out to John Hall, dude. Hell yes. We are definitely 80s babies. Definitely. Tell me a little bit about Final Space, Rider S. I got to know what that's about. Damn, that's a lot of. Wow, that's a good cluster. One of my favorite animes, that like sci-fi based animes. I know you guys have heard of this. If you haven't, you really should check it out. But it's called Cowboy Bebop, and that is a great anime. I love Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z, Desert Punk, One Punch Man, Devilman Crybaby. Dude, I nerd out so hard. Let's see if Cuz Walt added any more stuff to his base. Mike Judge also did Office Space and Idiocracy. Really? I did not know that, John Hall. That's freaking awesome, dude. I legitimately did not know that. Trip in the Rift was one of my old faves. I can't say I've heard of that one. Trip in the Rift. I'll have to check that out. If you guys, also the Godzilla movies, animated movies that are on Netflix are also really good. But what was I gonna say? Oh, um, I forgot. God damn it. Ah, came in too hot. Oh my god, Gundam Wing, yes. I remember watching Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing on Toonami after middle school at my buddy's house. Nostalgia is nice. 100%. I remember Gundam Wing. Real talk, now that I'm 30 years old, I feel comfortable admitting this. I used to watch a lot of Sailor Moon. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Sailor Moon went kind of hard, and so did Powerpuff Girls. 10 to 20 minute episode comedy cartoon, almost like Simpsons. Pretty funny. That's what's up. That's what's up. I used to love the Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, dude. Or like Dexter's Laboratory. One of my favorite episodes was the Homme de Fromage episode. Hilarious. Where all he ever said was Homme de Fromage, and he just got like fucking famous. That is such brilliance. Like, what? Oh, the Godzilla movies on Netflix, they go hard. Devilman Crybaby, very disturbing images. Um, has sexual themes and quite a bit of nudity, like surprising levels of nudity that I wasn't expecting, but very disturbing imagery, but also a very good show. Very good show. Those were the days, man. Yeah, dude. I feel like a lot of media has run out of ideas, and that there's not really a lot of truly original content anymore. And that it's getting harder and harder to find new stuff. You know what I mean? Like new good stuff. You know. Akira was good. Yes, it was. You also had what was it? Full Metal Alchemist, Bleach. They're not making shit like they used to, and the stuff that's out there that's good is really good. You know what I mean? It's like if it even compares to like what I grew up watching, I'm all for it. You guys remember a game called Zone of the Enders? It's coming out again for the PlayStation 4 with VR support. I am super excited about Zone of the Enders, and I am most certainly going to be playing that live on the channel when it comes out. I love how the craters look now. I mean, this looks like a proper impact crater. I can't believe, I still to this day can't believe how smooth the animations run. When I knew that we were getting, it hadn't really been confirmed yet, but everybody had very strong suspicions that player models were going to come. I knew that it was going to happen, and that I even said it on live streams, made predictions that we would get both third person and first person modes, that we could toggle between the whole 9 yards. Back when everybody was freaking out about that. But I really never thought that it would look this good. I mean, it looks sensational, just everything. I can't not play the game in third person perspective anymore. It's very hard. That's true, John Hall. There's way too much content out there to consume. I'm so old. I watched Star Blazers back in the day. Dude, you are listing stuff, a writer that I've never heard of. I need to look into a lot of the things that you're mentioning here, because I've not heard of any of it, and I gotta see it. Once you find one you like, be it game, band, show, you gotta hold on. Exactly. That's what I love about HiddenJewAgenda's band, Head Trauma, is that they remind me of like Sum 41, which is a band that I really liked growing up. It was like fast paced, sort of pop punk, you know, rap rock kind of thing, rap metal. It's hard to explain, but if you guys grew up in like the 2000s like era with like Sum 41, Blink 182, Dashboard Confessional, Brand New, you know, that kind of stuff, you know, you'll know what sound I'm talking about. But Hidden Jew Agenda's band Head Trauma, they play music very similar to that, and kind of gives me a nostalgic feeling. Yeah, dude, wasn't it legit? Zone of the Enders, bro, was so cold. No fucking way. There is no way that Ryder is fucking 49 years old. No, there's no way. I get such a young vibe from you, Ryder. Fuck, I played Atari 2600 when it was new. No way. You are such a young soul, dude. I always got this like 20s vibe from you. I thought I was older than you, and I'm 30 years old. And trust me, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. You know, fuck acting your age. Like, what does that mean? You know, like that's bullshit. You know, my mom looks superb for her age. She looks very young. She gets a lot of compliments on how young she looks. And you know what? My mom, she acts like she's 34 years old. You know, she's about going out and having fun and having a good time, and she's aging very, very well. So trust me, you know, I am definitely complimenting you. I would have never gotten a 49-year-old vibe from you. Exactly. You're only as old as you feel. Exactly. That's why, like, man, yeah, I get what you're saying. I love that. My mom used to clean up. So this guy Brandy, his name was Brandy Meadows. He was this old guy that lived near my mom, and my mom grew up in an extended family where everybody took care of each other. And Brandy Meadows lived alone. He had survived his wife who had passed away, and his kids lived somewhere else, and he was just by himself. And he was a veteran. He was in World War II and retired from the military, and went to the VA, survived all different kinds of cancers. He was shot in World War II, had one of his lungs removed. Crazy fucking life story. But this guy, he dressed like it was still the 50s. He laughed, he cracked jokes. He like drank whiskey, smoked cigars, just had a good time, man. With one lung, World War II war veteran, okay, living on his own, 90 something years old. And my mom would go over to the house and take care of him. And this guy would drive this badass Cadillac CTS, and he would when we'd go places with him, and he'd get out of the car and he'd make sure his pants were nice and up on his chest basically, and he'd pull out his comb and he'd slick his hair back and lick his fingers and smooth out his eyebrows. It was like the Fonz. I love that guy. He grew up in the 50s era. That whole attitude and mentality and presentation never left, but he never stopped having fun. He never let anything slow him down, and he was a cool guy. And that fucker died when he wanted to die. It was his choice. He literally was just like, you know what? I've had a long life. It's cool. I'm checking out. He was almost 100 years old at that time. So, with one lung, you know what I mean? So you are literally as old as you feel. It's a mind state, and you know, as long as you're happy and you're having a good time and you influence the people around you in a positive way, and you get outside, the sky's the limit, man. You know, I was a teenager having a good time hanging out with a 90-year-old World War II veteran. The guy was super fun. I still remember the times I spent with him. Oh shit! Ryder just dropped the mic. Yeah, dude, Atari 2600. Like, get out of here! I've never even like blinked at an Atari like in real life. Like I've heard of it. I've had the fortune for working with a lot of older guys like in their 60s and 70s, and they would all say the same thing: "You're only as old as you feel." Amen is right, Ryder. Amen. Amen. I used to work with a lot of guys. When I used to work in aviation, there was a lot of guys who were, they were military veterans that retired from the Navy and the Air Force. And these guys were, some of them were in Vietnam, some of them were in the Korean War, some of them were, Desert Storm veterans. And you hear so many stories about what they've been through. And at the end of the day, they were the greatest generation. I don't think that our generation has the same stories now. Their stories were birthed in tragedy, like World War II and Pearl Harbor and Nagasaki and Hiroshima and Desert Storm in Vietnam and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, these were, when you look at somebody like who recently passed away, like John McCain, doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. Let's just say that I lean a little left. John McCain leaned to the right. But I can appreciate John McCain. The guy was shot out of the sky, crash landed in Hanoi, captured by the enemy, tortured, you know what I mean? And then lived a life of servitude to the United States and the United States citizens, and you know, lived a life as a public servant, and was buried at the Naval Academy where he learned to fly. Like literally the greatest generation. You know what I mean? Just the fucking stories some of these guys have will make you feel like, have I even lived? Have I done anything? I've had the fortune of, yeah, I already read that. John Hall says, well, I'll always be a fresh air, hopefully. I'm a libertarian. You know, one of my favorite people in the world is a libertarian. His name is Joe Rogan. So, fiscal conservatism, social not giving a fuck. It's a great political party to be a part of, my friend. We all have our own ideas of the world. There's nothing wrong with that. I haven't actually stepped inside one of these in a while. Do you still get like nanites? The mysterious message continues to prey upon my mind. With the age of eternity, with the aid of the entity, I have learned that its temporal origin is approximately 2 to 5,000 solar cycles from now. I have narrowed down a point of transmission to a sector of space in the haze zone, close to the galactic anterior. I realize now that to ignore the signal would be an error. It is incumbent upon me to trace it. In my more fanciful moments, I wonder if it might be a warning or a revelation. I have set a course. I always love this little lore. It's pretty fucking cool. I discover something coded deep inside the long dead traveler's data log. Sweet. You know what 35 nanites buys you? Not a fucking thing. Nada, nothing. Maximum freedom and liberty with maximum individual responsibility. And I'd like less wasted tax dollars, please. Exactly. Exactly. I refer to myself as a progressive or a liberal, but I do find that a lot of my political beliefs tend to fall in the libertarian range. So I may not be as left as I think. Gotta go. All you youngsters are making me tired. Have a good night. Good night, Ryder. Do your thing, but don't tread on me or my own. Mostly a hippie, pacifist, metalhead nerd. Exactly. There are like certain staples I find that I believe in, John, like that sort of push me out of the libertarian box. Like, for example, I'm a big proponent of the public option for healthcare. You know, there's a lot of people that don't go to the doctor or that are dying um, by, you know, completely preventable illnesses, but just going to the doctor is just too expensive. And, unregulated capitalism is not helping that. So I think that, like, there should be a public option. Like, I don't think we should take away uh, private healthcare. I think it should still be there. It should be an option, kind of like it is in the UK, sort of, where you can still pay for a private doctor if that's what you choose to do, or have the ability to do. But for most other people, they if they're sick, they just go, and they're not going to go bankrupt for going. And I think that there's a lot of war and military dollars that we could divest and divert into infrastructure spending, education, and healthcare. It'll do a lot for our country and here in America, and I think that we should definitely do that. But you know, at the same time, you run the risk of being almost borderline socialist. So it's kind of we've got to make sure that we find the sweet spot. But yeah. In most advanced countries in the world, if someone were to get cancer all of a sudden and start going to the doctor, they're not just going to die or go bankrupt or lose their job. You know, they can go to the doctor when they don't feel well. They can go for normal checkups, catch things earlier, take care of preventable problems, remain healthier, and because they're healthier, they can remain more productive members in the workforce. So we've just got to make sure that we view healthcare as a right, I feel like, you know, but not a good or service. But everybody's got their opinions on that. I know Joe Rogan's one of my favorite people, and you know, there's a lot of things that he believes in that I don't necessarily believe in, or there's a lot of areas where he's made me think about it a little bit harder. You know, where I haven't previously given it much thought. So I think all political sort of or aspirations, or I don't know what you'd call it, are viable, and I think that there's good things that we can pull from all of them. What kind of multi-tool we got here? That's a big son of a bitch right there. God damn. Whew. Did you notice the Quicksilver icon changed? I thought that was kind of crazy. I wish the Republicans and the Democrats could work together. I feel like a lot of politicians are all playing the same game, and a small few. Isn't it supposed to be for the people, by the people, but oftentimes we are affected by the laws that don't affect. Yeah, that don't affect the people making them. Exactly. No, I agree. You know, it's going to sound so weird coming out of the mouth of a progressive or somebody who leans left, but I had a lot of respect for John McCain, and actually in 2008, had I been old enough to vote or in a position to vote, he would have more likely got my vote at the time, because he was going to run as a Republican, and his vice presidential candidate would have been a Democrat, so that to prove that he could reach across the aisle. But his party ended up convincing him to run with Sarah Palin, which ended up being a complete disaster. But I would love to see a candidate that has a running mate of the opposite political persuasion to demonstrate the ability of the government to cooperate and collaborate and find compromise. I think we need a little more of that. Unstable plasma. You know what? I need to make inventory space because I need unstable plasma for this shit. I'm so bad at inventory management. Like, what the fuck do I need pugnium for? You know what I mean? Like, do I need this? Probably not. You know? I'm so bad. I just keep junk when really I need stuff like ion batteries and unstable plasma. You know, back in the days, the vice president would actually have been the runner up, so you'd always end up having a VP on the up. Wow, I did not know that actually. That's really fucking interesting. I actually did not know that. That's sick. Yeah, I mean, how could that, I think we should also get money out of politics. Like, I don't like that, like, corporations can just buy our government. Like, that's never a good thing. I think that we should really keep an eye on that. But, yeah, keep a stack of it. Sometimes damaged machinery will require pugnium, but that's about it. Yeah, I didn't. I felt insecure about deleting all three stacks, so I just left one. I learned it the other day. I can't verify, but it came from a reputable source. No, that sounds legit. I can totally believe it. Um, Purchase components. What do we got? Hermetic seal. No, don't need none of that. Nanite clusters for blueprints. What kind of blueprints you got, homie? Oh, shit. Nothing good. You disappoint me. I'm going to take like about 10 seconds to relinquish my bladder of its contents, and then I shall return. Alright. You're working tomorrow, Panda? I'm not sure what time it is for you, but I'm Pacific Standard Time. Pee break, yeah, that's it. Well, I legit stopped for a pee break. I'm Central Time Zone, so for me it's about 1:30 in the morning. Um, I'm in a seminar, a training seminar all week, and I've got to be there at 9 a.m., and it's about 50 minutes from where I live. So I try to leave around 7:45, 8 o'clock, so that if there's any traffic, I'm always going to be on time or early. But yeah, I achieve REM sleep very fast. It's very unusual, and I know this is going to sound like bullshit, but when I go to sleep, I will fall asleep within seconds, and I will go into deep REM sleep, which is rapid eye movement, very fast. And about 4 to 5 hours of sleep for me is like 8 hours for other people. Matter of fact, I don't even if I tried to sleep 8 hours, I won't. I don't need that much. I never have. It's really weird. And it's not like, it's like stunted my growth or something. I have a size 13 shoe. I'm over 6 foot tall. I'm over 260 pounds. I'm a big guy. So tons of energy. I get through the day without getting tired, groggy, sleepy, weird. I don't need as much sleep. My wife, on the other hand, she's a very light sleeper. Very light. I could fart from the garage and she'll hear it and wake up. That's just how she is. I think she suffers from anxiety, and so does her mom, and so does her sister, her youngest sister. And I noticed that all three of those people are very light sleepers and wake up incredibly easily. So they need as much sleep as possible. And if they don't get 8 hours or more of sleep per night, they nap during the day, which is completely unnecessary for me. What in the hell are these things? What? They look cool. Anybody notice like how much more natural the movements are on some of these creatures? And just like the animations in general on the animals are just they're much more believable, including their movement patterns. It makes me feel like they have some level of intelligence. It's weird to explain. I've had really late bedtime since next drop, like staying up till 3 when I have work at 8. Damn, dude. I thought I was cutting it close, man. Gotta watch out for that. I definitely get it though. Like No Man's Sky has literally been a big part of my life since the game came out. Like my family, my friends, my wife has just had to accept it. You know what I mean? Because really, not to get like overly sentimental, but this game is the sort of game I always dreamed would come out. If somebody were to sit me down 10 years ago and ask me what the perfect game was, I would say a sci-fi space exploration survival game set in an unlimited and open universe where I can freely explore however I choose to do it. You know, like this is the game that like as a child I dreamt of. So for me, I was talking about it a couple of years before the game even came out with my family. I was letting them know. For me, it's just it's become a part of my life and something that people have just had to accept. We'll see how high I can go. Oh, snaps. Pretty good. Loving these desert textures. Jesus. I like the Geknip to help go into deep sleep soon. I only need like 6.5. Yeah, dude. When we went to Colorado, we bought vape pens. So we have uh, indica oil, vape oil, and sativa vape oil, but that wasn't for us. I have ADD, so my brain and body functions better on sativa. It's like coffee that makes me smarter. You know what I mean? Because my ADD makes me very distracted. I can't concentrate. I'm real scatterbrained. A little bit of sativa. I'm mellow. I'm balanced. I can multitask. I can focus. I can really hone it in. But my wife, because she has anxiety and she takes Klonopin for emergencies if she's having a panic attack. And she's also on, not Zoloft, but she used to be on that, but whatever the other one is, as a daily control, and she doesn't want to be. She wants to. We're looking to start a family and have a kid, and she wants to slowly get herself off of those drugs, like pharmaceutical drugs. So she's been finding natural ways of coping with anxiety, like exercise, sleep, meditation, yoga, acupuncture, even prayer, as well as indica, which we all know is the sort of marijuana that allows you to relax very, very deeply. Seems to be helping with that as well. So, we're all adults here. We can all be responsible. I believe you, man. I have a coworker that only gets like 4 hours a night. No, seriously, dude. It's true. I don't need that much sleep. We are similar, as I also have a 13 wide shoe. I'm 6'1" and a little lighter, but 280 in the past. Yeah, yeah. My body weight will fluctuate quite a bit. Um, the heaviest I've ever been is 293. I will probably never get to that weight again. Um, that was a real bad time in my life where I got to that weight and I gave up on a lot of things, like subconsciously, like let things go. So that's that. But yeah, it can be tough. You know, but that's the heaviest I've ever been. The lightest I've ever been is 175. So, but the weight that I should be at is around 185 to 195, no more than 200 at my age and my height. So, but since working a more, at least I was working a more corporate type job. Not so much anymore. I'm actually a specialist. I'm essentially a Verizon account manager for Best Buy. But I'm on my feet all day in a retail environment. But I used to work in a corporate environment, and that did not help with my weight problems at all. Not even the slightest. But now I'm on my feet all day. But between being in a relationship, having a job that was a corporate level job where you're sitting around a lot or in a car or traveling a lot, eating out a lot, that kind of thing, pack on weight pretty fast. But I'm working my way down. It's not affecting me now at 30 years old, but I definitely don't want to be this weight, uh, as I get closer to 40. Sounds like a lost brother or cousin. Yeah, dude, I'm kind of getting that vibe. I really love how the new herd mechanics. Yes, dude. Yeah, yeah. I was just talking about that. It just the animals. They just, in previous versions of the game, the animals were just so dumb, and you can actually see their walk lines, almost like Horizon Zero Dawn. You can see their walk pattern, their path. Whereas now they can be going one way and then just change and be heading a totally other way. I've seen a lot of predators hunt prey. I've seen animals grazing. I've seen herds. Yeah, what they've done with the animals, the life in this game is so much better than anything they've done before. Yeah, I random portal jumped to an outstanding planet. I named it Teal Embers. Weather type is refreshing breeze. It's a ring lush with long, tall teal grass. 12 types of fauna, relax sentinels, oceans, islands, canyon, lakes, mountains, forest. Oh man, so good. If you want the glyphs, I'll send them to you in PSN message. Okay, definitely want those glyphs. And I'm about to locate a portal. So, we finna do this, John Hall. And I'm gonna go there right now before I go to bed. Right on, man. When I was painting, I was way more active. And then when I was out in the field, some companies now, I was still active. Now I'm working from home, so I'm even less active work-wise. Cool, man. I have Verizon phone service. Love it. Oh, yes, Horizon Zero Dawn. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn's a great game. Great game. I wish I would have played it on the channel, but I didn't. But no, Horizon Zero Dawn's an unbelievable game. And yeah, I used to be a business manager for the largest marketing company in America, and I managed Fortune 100 customers, and it paid really, really well. But we got laid off. We lost one too many contracts, and that was it. That's only going to happen for so long before they're like, yeah, this isn't sustainable. But no, I used to manage my own Verizon store. I worked my way up to a store manager. I used to run it, fire employees, train, do sales training and customer escalations and all that. And so when my last company laid me off, I could have just sat around and waited to get reassigned um, to a new client. But I was like, you know what? Back in 2011, I was working for Best Buy as a seasonal employee, and I really liked it, and I had a really great time, and I had a lot of fun. And they had a position available that paid okay. My wife makes more money now by a lot than she used to, and so I was able to take the risk and go into a job that paid quite a bit less than what I was making. Um, but I think ultimately will make me happier. So I am what they call vendor provided labor at Best Buy. The vendor, which is Verizon, pays for my labor so that I could go to Best Buy stores and be the expert for Verizon plans and services. And seeing as I used to run my own store and I know everything about Verizon, it's kind of an easy position. So, pays okay. I get two different bonuses. I get a bonus from Best Buy, but I also get a bonus from Verizon when I meet my goals. So it could be pretty lucrative if you're meeting your goals. And yeah, it's really cool. And Verizon is a great company. Um, they have 400,000 square feet more service than anyone else in the country, and they invest billions of dollars annually in infrastructure and network maintenance. A lot more than any company in America. So, they've got their shit together. I'm proud to represent them for sure. Right, can I build this? What can I build so that I can get right back to this portal? Sweet dude, I shared this up on the New Nation Nexus Discord. Not sure if anyone has checked it out yet. I worked for PG&E in the street and outdoor lighting team. Our team are the asset owners. Nice. Sounds like you're doing what you like more than the other. I do love my job, but also love my coworkers. Verizon LTE is faster. Yeah, yeah. We also Verizon owns most of the LTE spectrum in the United States. So most of the other cell phone carriers actually lease the spectrum from Verizon. It's just something to think about. So why wouldn't you just go to Verizon? Why would you get AT&T when their 700 megahertz LTE spectrum they're leasing from Verizon? Just get Verizon, and the price is virtually the same. You know what I mean? Like, dummy dumb. I could sell Verizon to anybody all day, every day. It's just they're the best company. I've had them personally since like 2007 or something. You know, and I've never left them. They've never given me a reason to leave. There's never been a place in the United States where I've gone where I didn't get signal in some form or fashion. They're legit. Plus, if you live in their cable area, their fiber optics awesome. Even when they sold it to Frontier, it's still awesome technology. They do fiber to the premises. You're not getting gigabyte speeds, but you're getting solid, stable fucking speed. And they can go as high as like 400 megs or something. But Verizon, they don't fuck around, dude. It's like 400 megs down and up. So if you're a content creator, if you're streaming on YouTube, Twitch, whatever the case is, using Restream, tons of data going through the network, like Fios is the shit. You know? I don't know. I am biased. What's PG and E, if you don't mind me asking, John Hall? What does the acronym stand for? Beacon. If you can't build a beacon, maybe drop a temporary base or call your freighter directly overhead. Yeah, John, they're testing 5G speed right now. Verizon is. So that they've got a 5G network. They're going to be able to do a 1 gigabit speed wireless, and they're testing it in Dallas now, which is outside of. I live just outside of Dallas, so they're gonna be able to do 1 gigabyte uh, up and down speeds over wireless. That's why in a lot of states they're selling Fios to Frontier because they're not even in. Their wireless network is about to be so robust that fiber optic doesn't even make sense anymore. They'll basically attach a node to your house, like on your wall or something, and then have a router inside. They'll take that 5G LTE signal and they'll just blast it in your house as a Wi-Fi signal, and you're getting over a gigabit on the downstream. Yeah, wait another year or two, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Crazy, they're about to do crazy things. John, if I leave a comm ball, will I see it right away? Pacific Gas and Electric Company. Oh, nice. We serve 1 in 20 homes in the U.S. Some of the cleanest and most reliable service. That's what's up, dude. Hell yeah. And it's important to be proud of the company you work for, man. If they're the best at something, that's a good day. You can feel good about that. You know, I got too many friends out there. They're selling snake oil. You know, and they're making good money, but you think they feel good when they get home? No way. They take all that nice fancy money they just earned and they buy Xanax bars and drugs and alcohol and Adderall and all kinds of stuff to mask all the guilt they feel from fucking people over. So, it's nice, man, right? Tell me if you agree, John Hall. It's nice, to be proud of the company you work for and their products and services and have that level of confidence that I just saw in that message there. So I work with streetlights, LED conversions, field and billing, audit projects, stuff like that. That's really cool, man. Your job sounds like hella fucking interesting. Like, I don't even mean that like in a sarcastic way. It legit sounds interesting. Alright, what can I do? What can I build here? I guess a base computer. And then I guess I'll pick it up. Well, actually, I'm probably just always going to want it here. So that I always know where this portal's at. Well, no, that's not even the portal. I'll move it. I'll pick it up, put it in my inventory, I'll move it. Move the goalpost. Yeah, I like to take pride in the work and know it's legit. That's what's up, dude. It's a lot of data, so living puzzles, and you meet lots of people from across the state. That's really cool. That's really cool. I love like a lot of interactions throughout the day, like human interaction. All right, so where's my ship? There we go. I don't like that. I don't like this glitch where you call your freighter too close to the atmosphere, so you get this sort of weird effect. Not a big fan of that. My freighter's still fucked up. God damn it. Alright, what can I drop? I need to make space. I need a Corvax casing, and I know I got one. Ionized cobalt. We'll drop it. Fuck it. Whatever. Freighter. Corvax casing. I know I got one. Don't tell me I got rid of it. Because I totally had one. No way, dude. I totally had a Corvax casing. What in the hell is happening? Nope, not there. Dude, I'm telling you I had a Corvax casing. I don't know what the hell is happening here. There we go, Corvax casing. Yeah. I wonder if you come by Corvax casings a lot more easily than you used to. Again, it's like they always seem kind of hard to come by. Looks like your crew hotbox the hangar. Good news is you can buy the casings from NPCs at Trading Post if you gotta buy one. Did not know that. Thank you for the pro tip. Fuck yeah. I did not know that you could just buy that now. It took me forever to find one goddamn Corvax casing. Corvax echoes. Reward yourself. A flickering reflection of my own body emerges from a portal. It mimics every move I make. When I wave, it waves. When I raise my multi-tool, it copies instantly. The doppelganger makes a motion to suggest it wants something, and we both recoil when I realize I've instinctively matched its movements. Its body shimmers, but its equipment looks somehow real. Its multi-tool looks better than my own. Uh, Fucking impossible. Get the fuck out of here. My multi-tool is popping. The dimensional irregularity is fading. Crazy. Alright, let's get this fucking portal. I'm gonna pick you up. What? I'm so excited to find this portal right now. I have not actually used the portal in No Man's Sky Next. It'll be a lot faster if I go into space. Yeah, John, I haven't actually, man. I've been using like the Terminus and all that kind of shit and like just joining people's games, but I've legit not located and used the portal since it updated to No Man's Sky Next. Matter of fact, the system that the game started me off in after the update normally had a portal in it, but because it ended up being an undiscovered system, there was nothing there, including the portal. So I was kind of stuck. So the portal location that I had saved normally was no longer there. Yeah, those Terminus portals are so awesome. Yeah, dude, and I love that you can pretty much slap them up anywhere you want. Ooh, exciting. Alright, what all do I have to give it? I love how you can have all the different locations. Yeah, dude. And, like, easily. Are you kidding me? Alright, so I need fucking sodium. Where do I find sodium? Where do I find sodium? Damn it. For portal charging and next, I try to keep sodium nitrate, condensed carbon, and ionized cobalt, just because you need a little of them each. Yeah, but John, where can I get the nitrate? Like, do I find that in rocks, plants? How do I obtain this nitrate? Sodium-rich plant like the old zinc plants. Nice. So let's scan. There it is. Come on. There we go. And then I might need just one more to seal the deal. Life support power low. I know I got recharges for that. Boom. Alright. That should be it. That should be good now. I think you can buy sodium too, come to think of it. You're probably right. There's a lot of stuff you can buy that you weren't able to before. But I think that should be okay. Come on. Come on. Ouch. Broke some legs. Nitrate is refined from sodium. Nice. Also, if you ever see those floating crystals or metallic fingers on curious deposits, they may contain rare sodium lattice thingy, and that can be refined into nitrate. Okay. Oh, snap. Also, another great tip I learned is that vortex cubes come with tetracobalt too, and one tetracobalt can be refined into 50 ionized. Nice. No! No! I was so close. Shit. Like a Sumbo D. Okay, hold on. What's closer? How far is that? 200 feet? Word. So I will scan for subterranean relics, vortex cubes, just for the tentacle that you get. Dope. I will use this fucking portal and get to John Hall's planet if it's the last goddamn thing I do. Well, it may be the last thing I do tonight. Come on. Oh shit. I missed a spot. Alright, how much I got? How much of that shit do I have? If that ain't enough, I don't know what the hell. Oh shit, I wandered a lot further away from that than I thought. Leg break. He's on a mission, folks. A portal jumping mission. Yes. Yes. This is very true. Do I even have all the glyphs? They better not fuck me on my glyphs. I would be so mad. Very nice. Oh shit. Right? That's everything. John, what am I missing here? That's everything, yeah? Oh shit, this one. Yeah. Yo, Remus, what's going on, man? Hell yeah. It'll be interesting to see if the planet's name is default or Teal Embers. Yeah, let's see what it says. Let us see what it says. I'm gonna slap a base computer right here. Gracias. Alright. Remus is hilarious. Thanks for stopping by, Remus. Appreciate it, man. Even if for like 2 seconds. Alright. John said he sent a PlayStation message. Just take a look. Oh, there we go. Teal Embers. Alright, big shout out to John for sending us the code. Bird. Sunset. Tiki Tiki. Whale. Diplo. Bird. Dragonfly, Dragonfly. Eureka. TP. Whale. Alright, let's see what's going on. Oh, the exploration is going to be for the next stream, John. I just wanted to get here. I'd keep playing if I didn't desperately need to get to bed. A long ass portal. Jeez. Oh, dude, did this freeze? Am I frozen? I was about to say. Teal Embers. It says Teal Embers are very nice. Let's throw the sun right here. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, I like this already. Very nice. And your ship comes with you across the other side? What? That is too legit. Alright guys, there you have it. Landed on Teal Embers. I gotta get to sleep. But the next time that I play, we'll explore Teal Embers a little bit more and really get to know this planet. So, thank you guys for stopping by. Kind of a random late night stream. I don't do those too often, so for those of you that came, I really appreciate it. And for those of you that end up watching it later, you should have been here live, and fuck you. I'm joking, by the way. But yeah, thank you guys. This has been the Hidden Panda Show. I had absolutely no objective, so I just had a great time talking to John and Remus for a half a second. Ryder S in the chat. HiddenJewAgenda was here. So appreciate those guys for stopping by and making this an enjoyable experience. As always, I'll catch you guys later on in the No Man's Sky universe. Panda out.